In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on how to achieve smooth string crossings on the violin and what you need to do to ensure smooth string crossings. Stick around to the end of the video for this violin tutorial. Hi there, my name is Eric. If you're meeting for the first time, I do violin tutorials, violin how-to tips, and product reviews. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, that way you get notified for when new videos come out. It also helps out the channel to create more content for you. Let's talk about string crossing, shall we? If you have a violin and bow nearby, I actually recommend that you follow along with me during this tutorial, because a lot of what we're going to be talking about is about the elbow height and the wrist, and what the wrist needs to do in order to ensure a smooth string crossing. So in this segment of the tutorial, we're going to try going from the G string to the D, E, and your wrist and your fingers are actually not doing the work. Your right arm is. And what I mean by the arm is not just the elbow or the forearm, it's this entire arm over here that we're going to try doing a down bow and an up bow. And you don't have to use a full bow just for now. We're just going to use maybe the lower half to middle bow just to kind of get ourselves acquainted. So here we go. Notice what my arm is doing. It's not doing like I'm not approaching each string as a step. I'm slowly crossing each string smoothly. As you can see, my arm is moving vertically with my entire elbow. So actually I'm going to move back a little bit so that way you can see this elbow here. Because, my friends, a string crossing, when we're doing a string crossing from, let's say, the D to the A string, we're doing the D to the A. The phenomenon is that on a micro level, there's a double stop that happens. And technically, once the bow meets with the A, I'm playing a double stop. So I want to ensure that there is a double stop that is happening in between the strings in which I'm crossing. And that goes for the G to D, the D to A, the A to E, and vice versa when we're going from the top string to the bottom string. So for the G and D. Now, you want to note that the elbow needs to accommodate the lower string, so it's not like I'm keeping my elbow down and I'm playing the G string. The elbow needs to support the rest of the arm and the hand to ensure a good sound, and also to ensure that the string crossings, as you're going to the upper string, is going to work out really well. I've talked about the wrist a little bit, and I've talked about the finger motion. This is on a big macro scale. If I'm trying to do big string crossings and I use my entire arm and part of my shoulder to accommodate that string crossing. Let's say we want to play a fast passage. What do I do there? What do I do with my wrist? What do I do with my fingers? So let's say I want to do, I'm doing, let's say, the D and A string crossings. And we come across a piece of music that has a kind of passages, which is pretty common in violin repertoire and orchestral music and so on and so forth. So what we want to do is we want to play in between the strings, the D and the A string in this particular case, because think of the string kind of like a pencil. We don't play necessarily on top of the string all the time. We play on the other sides of the string, because a string is not a square, it's not a triangle, it's a nice cylinder kind of shape. So we want to play in between the D and the A string on the inner parts of the string, as opposed to, because the distance between here and here on the violin is quite a lot, because we want to achieve minimum motion and maximum accuracy while we're doing it. So this is on a micro level. I'm moving my fingers a little bit. They're kind of like jellyfish in that kind of sense, that they're moving a little bit with the bow. They're kind of going with the wave. Let's see if I want to do it a little faster. Then at this point, I'm using a little bit more of my wrist and the fingers. And in this case, if I'm doing something like a fast passage, such as the one I just did right now, I keep the elbow stable and I move the fingers and the wrist a little bit. So what I do it here, I'm moving my wrist this way. And elbow is not moving too much. It's not moving up or down in this case, but it's... Those are the tips that I want you to go home with and practice in the practice room, where you have to really kind of ask yourself why you're not having a smooth string crossing, and what do I have to do to achieve a smooth string crossing? Is it the elbow? Is it the wrist? Is it the fingers? So that is what I want to encourage you to do at home while you're practicing. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, if you liked the video, hit the like button. It would also mean the world to me if you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications. That way you get notified for when new videos come out for more violin tips, tutorials, and product reviews to help you become a better violinist. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next video.